so you can like.
Too late.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 52 of the Lipstick Nerds podcast. I'm your host, Nikki Powell, and joining me today, not like usual, Amanda's not here. She's always here. She's never not been here. So this is really weird. I do have a returning guest, though. I have Miss Joey Noel with me.
Hi, I'm so happy to be back about one of my favorite subjects in the entire world.
This is going to be a fun night. We also have two brand new guests. The first one is not that far away. She's in LA. Miss Lauren.
Hi.
Hey.
Lauren. Hi. I'm eating Wendy's, so forgive me.
Did you go to Wendy's? I thought you were going to go to McDonald's.
Yeah, but then Wendy's was closer to my house, so it'd be less cold when I got home.
Oh, good idea. And then we all have all the way from Canada, like way up there, super late at night. Fiona.
Canada, I'm like East Coast Canada.
Like East Coast Canada, yeah.
Really fucking far.
It's 11 p.m., guys. It is late as a mother.
Oh, Lord.
Right now.
That's like commitment. That's commitment.
You know, some people say that drinking coffee this late at night will keep you up. I mean, that might help.
That's true. I'm drinking coffee liqueur. Totally
upper and a downer at the same time.
Totally on par with our subject tonight. So I've gathered this fabulous group of ladies to talk with me about something that is very near and dear to our hearts. Very passionate about this. We're very emotional about it. The Gilmore Girls. In case you didn't already know. Because it's not like we haven't been tweeting about it for the last, year when we found out the Gilmore Girls revival.
I've been hardcore Gilmore for a month.
I've never tweeted about it.
Lauren's newbie. That's okay. You binged it. You did really good. I'm very impressed with
yeah,
it.
Can we give Lauren some major props for her commitment to do that? Because that's
for me.
Impressive.
It's for the hype. I had to be part of the hype.
Yeah, no, that was pretty impressive. I rewatched it, and that's like not paying attention to episodes and falling asleep and stuff like that. And you just binged that shit.
2 Sundays. One Sunday I did all of season 4, and then by the next Sunday I did all of season 7.
Impressive.
So that's the part of the no line thing I did.
And we've been hounding you for how long to watch them?
Yeah. I started off really slow, and I was like, "Oh, it's next week. Fuck."
Right.
4. I need to do these right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Time to have no line.
So, I've grown up with the Gilmore Girls. Lauren just started the Gilmore Girls. Joey, when did you find out about the Gilmore Girls? And I'm going to go ahead and read a question as soon as it pops up on my phone from somebody that has to do with this, because we're just going to jump right in. Alex Van Aken at It's Van Aken on Twitter says, why does the Gilmore Girls resonate with you so deeply?
It's just so many levels. Okay, so I started watching Gilmore Girls from the very beginning. It was like a show that my mom and I always watched together, and it ended up working out perfectly because it started like the year I think I started like 6th grade. So when Rory graduated from high school, I was graduating from 8th grade. And then the last season when Rory graduates from college, I was graduating from high school. So it was like a perfect like bookend to like a time period of my life that like I could kind of figure out like what was coming next, but then like still relate with what was going on with her. And I feel like it resonated so deeply with me because it was like a fun mother-daughter like banter back and forth, and my mom and I are like fairly close and kind of do the like quick-witted conversation, so it was always very much like our show. So like I couldn't watch any of it without her, and it would have been so sad to like go to college and not be able to watch it with her. So it was like perfect that it ended when it did.
So I basically I was in the same boat. When Rory was graduating college, I was graduating high school because the show ended in 2007. So I feel like I grew up kind of alongside her because I was behind. I didn't watch it like right when it came out. I don't think I was watching it on at 6:00 every day on ABC Family.
Yeah,
right?
that sounds about right.
Yeah. So they would do like reruns at 6:00 or something. I don't know. So I was watching it, and I grew up with Rory. Like when I had a first boyfriend, she was dating Dean, and no, I was not as smart.
By the way, I'm very happy getting my Team Dean button that I got.
And getting Joey out of the stream now.
I know, this is an uphill battle I've had to fight for like the last 10 years of my life. I'm really this.
Everyone is very, very strong about their teams. So I feel the same. Like I grew up with her, and I could like watch her mistakes and not do what she did, or do what she did. And, it was a nice like learning thing. I did not watch it with my mom though. My mom and I didn't have that kind of relationship, not as close as them at all. Like we were close, but not that close. So Fiona.
while I move around.
While you're moving around, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm on my bed. Honestly, I started about 2 years ago. I had heard about it before, but I never really got into it until that point. I was just kind of like at a point in my life where I was just like trying to I don't know, best way to put it, I was trying to find answers. I don't know. So I would like the past 2 or 3 years, it's kind of just been me like transitioning from one period to another. So I was kind of like at a not so much a dark point, but I just moved back home from like living away from my family for a while. And then I was just like, I need something that's kind of like chill, but like kind of like wholesome. And so I watched, someone messaged me and said I should watch Gilmore Girls. I don't even remember who it was. And so I just started watching this and I was just like, oh God, like it kind of reminds me of like some of the shows I used to watch when I was in high school. Like I was really into like not Gilmore Girls, my God, Gossip. Wow, I watched Gilmore Girls. No, I watched Gossip Girl and stuff like that. And it was just kind of like a
Yes.
more adult version of it. It wasn't like obviously it's completely different, guys. If you go and think like, oh, this is a great no, it's not the same, guys. But I just wanted I just wanted something different. And so it was kind of like wholesome. And I just started watching it around fall. And so it seemed like a really nice fall show. And so I just kind of got into it. And then obviously I'm a huge Netflix binger. So I think I finished it in 2.5 months.
Nice.
Yeah, but no, definitely a really good show. I didn't like, I even talked to my mom about it, and apparently she watched it from the very first episode when it first aired to the ending, and she just never told me because she thought it was too adult for me at the time. And I was just like, what do you mean? Like, like, Rory was around the same age as me, and she's just like, oh, well, I just thought maybe it would be something that we could watch like later on or something
You
like
know,
that.
the
And I'm
kid,
like,
she
are you
kind of
kidding
has a
me?
point. Like, I mean, the kid in the Poltergeist is like 5, and that's not a movie for a 5-year-old. Like, I
Valid
mean,
point.
while I think if you're 16 and older, the show is totally fine for you, but whatever.
True.
Mom's gotta mom, you know?
Mom's
Damn,
got
mom. I
And
missed out on so many opportunities.
Lauren, so how did you get into it? Was it just because like Joey and I were talking about it all the time, or like did you
It
actually
was
like want to watch
honestly,
it?
yeah. Well, I did want to watch it. The revival trailer came out, and I was like, it reminded me how much I've been meaning to watch it. Because when I was younger, I had friends and they had all the season DVDs like lined up on their shelves or whatever. And I always knew it'd be a show that I liked. It's just like the commitment of 7 seasons of an hour-long show.
It seems really daunting, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Like
so-
it's
Yeah.
really not that bad, and every show has or every episode has something so different, and yet it kind of follows the storyline at the same time that you can just jump in and
Right. And
Yeah.
so I just never, just with the 1,000 shows of Netflix, that is our day and age, I just never got around to it. So the revival trailer came out. I was like, I clearly this is my time to start watching. So
now or never.
yeah, now or never. So that's what I did. And I wish I honestly didn't start watching TV until like I guess weekly TV, you know, like you commit to a show or whatever, until like I was in high school. So it just never like happened. But I wish I did like Joey's story and Nikki, like both of you, like you're all like growing up with it. Like I wish I had that. But more so it just like resonates with me because it was nice to see. I really just like normal shows about normal people. Like
So do I.
It's like everyday life. Like I like the opposite a lot, just like normal fucking people in the goddamn office. And then
Yeah.
this is just like a small town. I grew up in a small town, you know, and then like it's Rory going out and trying to find herself, and it reminds me a lot me of myself. So doing different things, and it's fun to see like maybe not fun, but like seeing her at her low point, you know, that didn't result in like drugs or anything. It's just like just complete confusion of like her life, how it completely turned around. So I don't know, it was a fun world to jump into and get lost into, and that's kind of why I just was able to watch an entire season in a day.
So real quick before we get to other questions, I want to know, Lauren, how many times did you watch the series?
Once. Gilmore Girls?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it.
You've
all
only watched it
once.
through once? Fiona, how many times have you seen it?
Like I've watched it through twice.
Joey?
Ooh, This is rough.
Do you have enough fingers and toes?
I don't even know. Well,
I'm
because
excited
this
to
was
watch
like
it again. But
yeah, for sure. This is also a show because I had like all the seasons that like in college we would just like throw on
Yeah.
to like have on in the
Yeah.
background and stuff
For
like that.
sure.
It was like this and it was the OC that we would like binge through in One Tree Hill.
The
So
trifecta.
how is One Tree Hill?
Oh,
Should
One
I
Tree
start
Hill's
watching that too?
One Tree Hill's
I haven't
really
seen
good.
that either.
That's one I have to finish. I'm like 3 seasons in, so maybe we'll do a One Tree Hill
we'll
cast.
do that one's harder. I think there's more seasons, but that one's also really good.
We can do the OC too because I finished that one this year. But okay, if you had to put a number on it, how many times do you think you've seen it?
I would say like 5 or 6,
Damn.
Okay,
maybe.
I would have to agree. I'm upwards of like 6 or 7 times.
Yeah, I simply just didn't have time to watch it a second time through.
It's just my go-to. It's like
Yeah.
so I have a few shows that I rotate through. Like if I'm bored and I just need something on in the background, I'll restart The Office or Grey's Anatomy or
Mhm.
Friends or Gilmore Girls. It's just one of those that I go to. So I think I've restarted it and watched it. I guarantee at least on Netflix here like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
Like so many times that G knows the episodes and he doesn't even. So
Binging it made it really hard to end. Like when it ended, I was like, I don't even know what to do with my life.
yeah,
Literally
there's
been
like
my
a
life
huge
for a
gap
month.
in your heart. Yeah.
Yeah, now I'm starting to watch Parenthood because I needed more Lauren
Oh,
Graham in my life. I
Parenthood's
was like,
another
I
real
can't,
good one.
not like I have to have them every day.
So yeah, you can just have us back on to like recap all of these TV shows that have ended like years and years
We're
ago.
just gonna start doing that. We're gonna do like a once every 6 month Lipstick Nerds special where the 4 of us get together and talk about a show. The other ones, I think Amanda has seen the OC and I think she's seen One Tree Hill, so we'll be able to have her on. So that's why Amanda isn't here, in case people were wondering, because Amanda's never missed an episode along with me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, she and I have been here 52 episodes strong. So I'm
Day
pretty
one.
sure.
Wow.
We are the OG girls. And yeah, she's like, I haven't seen it, so go ahead. I'm just gonna sit in the background and just be a face. So that's why I have you guys here tonight, of course. What was my question? Okay, so the whole reason why we're here and why we all came together was because of the revival. So tell me, not like super in depth, because we have questions that get in depth with the series and with the revival, but like, what was your overall thought of the revival? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Like, I thought it was really great. I didn't think it was as good as the actual series. Like, if the series is a 10 out of 10, I would give this like a 9 out of 10 because it was really good and it took back jokes from the rest of the show, but there was just something that wasn't quite Gilmore Girly about it, which is why it gets a 9. But it was still really good and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So tell me your thoughts.
Fair.
I liked it. I don't know that I can say that I really liked it. And I think it's because I have like such a fond memory of the other seasons because I've seen them so many times.
Yep.
So I think like this one will grow on me the more I watch it. I did think that there were like some like things that I was like, that doesn't feel like super Gilmore to me, but we'll get into that.
Or
But
they
it's still-
tried a little too hard at certain spots.
yeah, or like things that I didn't think like would have been what a character would have done.
Yeah.
So if I were to give it a rating, I would say like as of right now, like my interim temporary rating until I rewatch it is probably like a 7.5 to an 8.
That's not
Somewhere
bad.
I
in
though.
think I would say 7.528.
I can't decide. It's somewhere in that general range.
7.75.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You can alter here. We're not on a strict 20-point scale.
There we go.
Oh my gosh. Well, for me, it was kind of different going between season. I mean, to me, it was just like season 8, like because I finished season 7, just jumped straight into. So I didn't have the 10 years of the last episode. Like
I was like dying and waiting for that freaking
exactly.
episode.
Yeah,
So
so
that's
it's
why
just
I'm
like,
curious to see what you think, is because you came into it all fresh and like the
Right.
entire thing was brand new to you. So like, how was
exactly.
that
So it's like-
transition and how did you see a change? Like,
it was just exactly. I saw a change. I mean, yeah, like what you guys were saying, like it did seem kind of like, yeah, I guess try hard at points, but like I still overall really, really enjoyed it, mostly because I just love crap like that. That's like, oh, 10 years later, like, blah, 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 like Fuller House and all that.
they were so cute
Oh,
and they'd be like, how long's it been? It's only been like a week. Yeah, it feels like a decade.
Aw.
No, has it?
It's like, are you trying to be 22? Like, they're pretending like they're just next. Yeah. No, so it was interesting because of that dynamic, I didn't have 10 years of resonating and like dying for whatever. But no, I'm in agreement with you guys. Like, I think I liked it more than Joey. Like, I'm kind of with Nikki. Like, I really still enjoyed it. It was still Gilmore Girls for me. I didn't really have any hate for it, I guess. Like, well, we're gonna talk about it later. Yeah, so it was though, like, I feel like I didn't have the same reactions as some that like had that 10-year gap, because for me it's just like another season that happened to be 10 years later for them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
For me, I'm like, I really liked it, don't get me wrong, and I'll go into some things later on probably on why I really didn't enjoy it as much as the original seasons. And I actually kind of like complained about it to Nikki while I was watching it, because Nikki got the play-by-play.
I finished it real quick, and like right before Fiona like got about halfway through, and she kept texting me. She's like, "I'm sorry if I'm blowing up your phone." I'm like, "Girl, go for it." I wish I had somebody to blow up their phone, like, because nobody was at the same timing that I think I finished it before everyone here. Because Joey, you finished it later that day, right?
Yeah. Well, I was like planning on going straight through, and then I like fell asleep like halfway through episode 3. I was like, I have to go to bed. It was like 5 a.m. I can't do this.
So I had to sit there in dead silence by myself all day. And G wasn't even home, so I couldn't like, oh my God, look at that. Because I knew he would have like humored me for 5 minutes. But like, yeah, you had me to complain about too.
Exactly. Yeah, because I had to work that day, and then I got home and I'm like, oh my God, I need to watch this. I went through the entire thing in one sitting, and then I was kind of like, there's things that like resonates with me, and I'm like, oh, this is really good, and then there's other things and I'm like, so I would probably be around where Joey is. I'd probably give it a 7.75, because I really enjoyed the original seasons, and I like, just like Joey, I might need to rewatch it like maybe 1 or 2 more times, maybe because I did binge watch it in one day, that I might have just, it didn't click with me like the other seasons have. But it's definitely still really good, though. I will give it that. It's still very good. It's just doesn't feel like Gilmore Girls in some spots.
I love that it wasn't like one of those revivals that you watch it and you're like, well, that was disappointing, or like I've waited years for this sequel or whatever, and it was terrible. Like, I watched it and I'm like, I was very entertained.
Yeah, I guess that's why I give it more credit than I do, because like it wasn't awful. Like,
no, it was not.
For it being like a revival of 10 years later. So
yeah.
And with like some of the revivals we've gotten, like Fuller House and even Arrested Development season 4, like they haven't been great, but this one I think like definitely out of the revivals is on the upper end.
For sure.
Yeah. Or like, I don't know if you guys ever watched Arrested Development when Netflix brought out it was one of those things. It's like Gilmore Girls. It's good, but it's really like not like Arrested Development, and I don't know where to put my finger on it. But yeah, without spoiling Arrested Development, you just have to watch it. It's super good. Don't get me wrong; it's an amazing show. I highly recommend watching it. But the Netflix season definitely made it feel like it was Arrested Development, but there was something missing. Like there was a piece of the puzzle.
I just would recommend to not watch the Netflix part of it. Like do it, but like go in with a giant grain of salt. Like,
I think I only made it through like halfway of season 4 before I shut it off, and I was like, man, I don't really care. I'll stick with like the OG 3.
It was a good show, yeah. And then like that last season was like, you're just trying just a little too hard to bring things right back around. So just stop before the end. All right. So if you're watching live, as we have 3 viewers, very, very high up there in those numbers, guys. You can tweet us at Lipstick Nerds during the show if you have any further questions or anything. If you haven't already tweeted in, feel free to tweet us as much as you want. I'll be checking the Twitter throughout the night. But we're going to go through some of the tweets that we got in the last week when we announced that we were doing the show. So some rando tweeted us at Zyger1337.
Oh God! Oh no!
super
like
rando.
Who even is this person? He goes, question: how do I become one of the Gilmore boys? I'm already pretty fabulous. So you have to watch the show, Zyger.
Yeah,
you can't just
starting point.
Yeah, you can't just like be a Gilmore boy.
No.
I think we should have just invited him just for him to be straight up confused the entire time. Like, I don't know what to talk about.
Horribly wrong Gilmore Girls origin stories by Zegger.
Yeah.
Tiger,
Okay.
tell me
No,
what
that
you
makes
think
sense.
the dragonfly is, and who
Right.
knows what kind of answer we would get from that.
Is that a Pokemon? That's the third evolution, right?
Yeah.
So, car
Final
candy,
form.
Zegger. Car candy. So speaking of Gilmore guys, or Gilmore, is that what you said? Gilmore guys? There's Gilmore Boys. There is a podcast that I started a year and a half ago. I only got a few episodes in because I can only handle like so much of the Gilmore Girls again and again and again.
How dare you.
They reviewed episode by episode. They're called the Gilmore Guys, and they made a special appearance in case you missed it.
Oh,
And
really?
if you don't,
I
if you
didn't know
don't
they
listen to
were-
them, then you missed them. So there's a part in the series where Lorelai is in the Dragonfly and she's in the dining room, and there's all the people that are from that movie that are doing in Woodbury,
Yeah. Mhm.
and
Yes.
the table behind her has these two guys. I think they're both wearing button-up shirts and they're sitting at the table, and they're both like on their phone tweeting or texting or doing whatever, and the waiter's filling up their stuff. Those are the Gilmore Guys, and they
Good.
started the podcast where they do episode by episode and review it.
I think I've heard of them just from Lauren Grand's Twitter.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
And I
Yes.
feel like they were like a big proponent in getting, I mean, obviously not like getting the show made, but I think they were like kind of getting people back into Gilmore Girls because it was like very soon after they put it on Netflix, and it was just like this whole like revival movement of like a whole new generation of people wanting to watch the show and see what happened.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. So just in case anyone missed that little Easter egg, that was in there, and that was pretty cool. So you can probably talk to them about how to become a Gilmore guy.
This is very true.
Yeah, they obviously know.
For them.
I think it's at Gilmore Guys.
Yeah, there you go.
Something like that.
Something, yeah, pretty simple. I just Google Gilmore Guys. Like,
They do live shows like all over the place. I was like,
Oh, really?
contemplating. Yeah, I was gonna go to one in LA, but I was like, I don't listen to their stuff like regularly enough to like justify that. And I feel like that might be like a little much. Like I felt a little bit weird when I went to like the thing at UCLA when Netflix like turned it into Stars Hollow. I was like, ooh, this is like a lot of
yeah,
really
but you're
diehard
like,
fans.
but you're like a diehard fan. If you've watched it more than
You
twice.
should invite me. I
Diehard
haven't
fan.
seen
But
it
I like to be
before.
like a closet diehard fan. Like I don't need to get like I don't need to be decked out with like Stars Hollow swag every day.
Oh my god, see, I would totally wear a Stars Hollow High sweatshirt. Totally.
Okay, but not like every day. I don't need like a full wardrobe of Stars Hollow stuff, but I totally have a Gilmore Girls mug. I don't know where it is right
Like,
now.
I really want a Yale sweatshirt to wear ironically, like, just because Rory. You went to Yale? No, my friend Rory did.
Yeah.
Your friend? Well, that's
You
impressive.
can have a Chilton's outfit.
Ah, yeah, I always wanted
okay.
to wear a Chilton outfit.
Fun fact, I legitimately like tore through my room yesterday looking for my high school uniform,
That's
Like,
right,
where's
you wear
my-
uniforms.
but I think it's at my parents' house, and I was like really sad because I was like, that would have been really funny to like.
You should send me a picture of you in that, and I'll put it up on our Twitter. Are you doing something thumbnail for this?
I will see what I can do when I go
That's
home
great.
for Christmas. No
I love it.
promises.
Okay,
I
next
might just
question.
Snapchat it too, so you can't send it out.
Comes from Denise on Twitter at dtakes23. She says, did you guys think it was fair of Rory to expect Lorelai to be okay with the book? I thought Rory was being bratty AF. So in the end of the series, we're obviously going to spoiler today. So if you haven't seen it or you want to see it or whatever, you should probably head on
If you
out.
haven't seen it, you should turn us off and just go start watching it. Like
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, I'm very
You can binge
disappointed
it
and I'm
up.
not sure we can be
Okay.
friends anymore. So the very, very end of the series, we know that Rory's like on this journey or whatever to find out what she's supposed to do with her life. In the very end, she decides to write a book called The Gilmore Girls. And who's it about? The Gilmore Girls. And who's pissed? Her mom. And what do? They get in a fight like usual. So it wouldn't be, a season of The Gilmore Girls unless they had this huge brawl. And that happens. So what do you guys think? Like, do you think that that Lorelai should have been a little more like kind about it, or do you think she had the right to flip out? Or I think she overreacted, but I also think Rory was kind of being bratty as fuck too.
No, I'm the same, but I think that Lorelai was being a little much. I was like, she can write, this would be like, I don't know, I just felt like she was being obnoxious. Yeah. Exactly what you said, Vicky, pretty much. Like she overreacted, but Roy could have also handled it a little bit better.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. No, that's how I felt as well. Like the fight in general, I felt both of them had valid points, but at the same time, they both should have like chilled out a little bit and then like processed situation. Like, I understand at that same time Lorelai was also trying to find like what she wanted as well. Like, she was going through a lot with the fact about like the baby and everything, and then she's like debating if she's happy with Luke. And yeah, guys, I'm just spoiling everything for you, by the way.
Hey, we
So
pre-warned.
pre-warned. So like a bunch of things are happening with her. So I kind of understand. She reminds me of my mom in a sense. Like if I said, "Hey, I want to talk to someone about you," she would not be happy about it because she's very like she's a private person, and so it would be the kind of the same way. So I understand why Lorelai was like that. I also found Rory very annoying. Like she just had a temper tantrum because her mom didn't want her to write about her private life. Like, damn, why won't you let me tell them about your secrets, mom? And then just kind of like stormed off.
Just like,
I'm like, are you kidding?
I preferred Lorelai way more this revival than Rory. I did not care
Yes.
for Rory too much.
Yeah. Go back and forth.
Rory just, no.
Yeah. That's a whole nother like topic of discussion.
We'll probably get to that.
Yeah, seriously. I don't know, because that situation reminded me of when Lorelai was getting interviewed in like maybe season 6 or 7
with the inn in the news.
Yeah, and
yes.
she started talking about her mom, and then like went through this whole thing to like I don't even remember. It didn't get published. She pulled it, right?
No,
Yeah.
it got published.
Oh,
and
yeah,
Mom read
yeah.
it, and the ladies in the DAR read it. Remember when she had the Russian ballerina there?
Oh, that's right.
And he read it and was like, she's like, you compared me to like, who was it, Stalin or something like that? Yeah. And she's like, I'm sorry, I didn't know you were gonna have somebody living with you that like the whole family or whatever.
Yeah.
So not like that happened. That's immediately what pops in my head too.
Exactly. And I'm like, oh, I can kind of see like if you translate that situation to like this, like to not want any fallout or like all these family secrets. But I also thought it was interesting that Rory asked permission, because at least like I feel like I just would have like written it and gotten it out, like as a cathartic experience of like processing like my grandfather dying and all of this stuff.
Yeah.
And then kind of I don't know that I would have, but that's just like probably a personal thing that I wouldn't have asked for permission. But I thought that was an interesting like.
Well, also with Lorelai and her mom, she was like bashing her. Like I didn't think like Rory was gonna say anything rude about.
Yeah, Rory's not gonna do that.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was like overreacting. I was like, what do you think she's gonna say about you in the book?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, but I felt like it was a little overreacting on like Lorelai's part. Like, you raised your kid to be this strong, independent woman and to speak her mind and to do these things, and you obviously have a great relationship. And then the second that she wants to show the world how great your relationship is, you like have a fit like this. You have such a childish like meltdown or whatever. You can't just have a conversation. You have to yell at each other about it. And the fact that Rory didn't like want to listen to her mom and kept like pushing it at her, and I would have been like, let me name change it, or let me, and she should have just written the whole thing and then, seen what happened.
Honestly, yeah. No, I'm sorry if I cut you off, but I just mean like what I feel like it wasn't so much like she didn't feel like she was getting portrayed by that and like her talking about their like relationship. I think it was the fact at that point in Lorelai's life she didn't want to like have a book where right in front of her is all of her mistakes. She's reminded that she had a kid at a young age. She like struggled for a very long time. She has a terrible relationship with her mother. She had this issue where she told a complete terrible story about her father at his funeral. So I feel like what she was having a problem with is she didn't want to have a book that just had a just full of her mistakes,
highlighted all of her downfalls.
Exactly. Like why? Like at that point, she didn't feel like she'd accomplished anything. Like that was that's where I was feeling like she was at that point, because she was just questioning everything.
Yeah.
Like she was questioning why she was doing this, why she was doing anything anymore. Like a bunch of things were going on in her life, and I feel like that was the reason why she was getting upset, is because it's just, why would you want to write a book? Because my life is so terrible. Why would you want to show it to anybody that? That's what my interpretation of it was of that.
I wish she would have just had a little bit more patience and like listened to Rory explain, because I know that if she would have listened to Rory explain like what the book was about, she would have realized like it's not about your downfalls. It's about the things that happened that pulled you down and how hard you worked to get yourself back up, and look at what an amazing place you've landed in. Like, it's a success story, you know. It's a phoenix rising from the ashes, and she didn't really let Rory explain that. And of course, they both are hard-headed and temperamental, and
right. And I'm not surprised that's how she acted.
Not surprised at all.
Very well.
No.
Any other thoughts on this subject?
I don't think so.
Okay. We'll get back to that question, because that one's No. Here we go. Okay, this was fun. And I proposed this to you guys a little bit earlier so that we could have some time to research it. Jared on Twitter said at Queso Bros. That's a cool name. Queso Bros.
Oh yeah.
Says, what's your favorite quote in the entire series of the Gilmore Girls? Unfortunately, there's so many episodes and seasons and so many good quotes. I personally couldn't narrow it down. So I brought a few along, and I don't know if you guys did too, because I let you know just in case you want.
Oh, I put them in my phone.
I should have done that.
So let's go around then. How many do you guys have? More than one, or do you just have one? Just
I have one or two.
one or two?
I have two, but
I
I
have
could
like one,
hold
But like, I mean, that's
two,
just because
three,
they super resonate.
4. I have 4. So
I was
So
trying
Nikki
to
goes
go.
first.
you want to do mine first, and then we'll just
Yeah,
attack
because
person.
I'm super interested to hear if like any of us have overlapping ones because there's so
Probably.
much
Yeah, true.
that I would be interested in. Yeah. Oh, Nikki.
Nikki?
Oh.
Well, the first one that I have, I can't remember what season it's from. Lorelai talking to Luke, and she says,
I can't hear you. Did we lose you, Nikki?
Nikki? She says nothing. The end.
Her favorite quote is the part where they
No.
were silent in Gilmore Girls, which has literally never happened.
That's probably her favorite part. Why?
Yeah,
Because it
Just
never happens.
silence. Nikki, we lost you. Come back. Tell G to get off the internet.
I like the face
Oh
that
my
Pros
God.
are on though. That's really good.
I can't even see the face for some reason.
Oh, you're
Oh,
on
no.
mobile, aren't you?
Oh no, Nikki, we froze. No! Restart, buddy. Restart.
I was like, we can all see you, or we
yeah,
can
we're
all.
all good. Yeah.
Hang tight.
Our host has left us.
Okay.
Just need time to find the fucking quotes.
I know. I feel like you could have like.
Well,
That's
they're
what's so
on-
hard is that there's
they're
so
on my
many.
laptop. Yeah. I saved
Okay.
like 2. Like I know what they are. It's just like not word for word.
Oh no.
Mm.
Oh my god, please just let me look up
Nikki,
best
come
Gilmore
back.
Girls
Oh,
quotes.
No. Oh, is she restarting?
Guys,
Oh.
I literally found an article that says 69 best Gilmore Girls quotes. I think this is fake, guys. It's fake.
I like that Trevor's in the chat and he was like, "Oh no, did Nikki go into labor?" Nikki had to take a momentary pause to go have a baby. She's coming back.
I don't know if they can hear us right now.
I have the stream up and the 3 of us are still going.
Oh no.
It's fine. We're just like hanging out. Question: was this hard for you, Lauren, because you've only gone through it once? Because I feel like my favorite quotes have like stuck out.
Yeah,
because
it was,
I've watched
'cause
it so many times.
Well, yeah, because it's like, oh, quotes like in a show, like a long show that I just binged in a month. So it's like hard to like pinpoint anything, everything just blends in together. So I just had to look. I pretty much just like pulled up Pinterest. And I was like, a ton of quotes. I was like, oh, I really like these.
Yeah, and it's like, oh yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah,
And
exactly. And like, I remember it like sticking out to me because like before it's just like there was nothing that like, I don't know, it's just like because of just binging, I didn't have like a week to resonate. You probably hear these sirens. So anyway,
it's super fun. You guys can probably hear my roommate playing piano, or she was
I
earlier.
can't actually. But no, like, because like with
Oh,
you
perfect.
and everyone else, you had like a week to resonate on that episode and everything else. It's just like I'm just like binging like constantly, so everything was going together. Nikki.
Okay, am I back?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Are you here? Yay,
Yes.
you're back.
Okay, so what was the last thing that you guys heard?
You were like, my favorite quote is, and then silence. Like,
Shit.
there's not a lot of silence in Gilmore Girls, so.
Cliffhanger. So, where was it? Oh,
I know.
Oh no. Okay. Wait. Okay. Trevor also thinks. Oh wait, are you frozen again?
She's frozen.
I know. I can't either.
Oh my god.
Nikki, come back.
Get that high
I
speed.
want to talk about Gilmore Girls.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Apparently Google Hangouts just doesn't want to know what Nikki's favorite Gilmore Girls quotes are.
Every time she starts. No.
Okay.
I just like Steve's answer that's like anything Logan said in a serious fashion.
Oh yeah, I've got
Yeah, those are just like my two were from Logan, like 100%. But
anytime he says ace, I'm good. Just
take me
just
away.
has to say ace.
No, okay, like seriously though. What was I? Oh, because I feel like it's very obvious that like I'm not really like team Logan.
Yeah, so you're Team Dean, which is
I'm totally Team Dean, which I was totally vindicated for in this series because she says that he was the best boyfriend. Anyways, but I do like the whole time the revival was going on. Anytime he called her ace, I was just like, heart emoji, heart eye emoji. Like, oh my gosh, I love
a lot of time I choose in the revival. I was like,
see, I don't like when it comes to Dean, like especially this cameo in this show, it just makes me feel like he's just like he's just Sam from Supernatural, just pretending like he's Dean, and then coming in and being like, yeah, don't forget to pay for that, and then he just goes in, sees Dean, gets into the Impala, and just drives off.
I would totally be down for like a crossover between Gilmore Girls and Supernatural, like.
And then you find out that Sam, like Dean, is actually Sam, and that was his whole persona. Was just he pretended to be like a high school student.
Oh my god, you have thought about this.
This is like a whole big conspiracy theory.
I'm
kind of done
like
with it though.
I know, but it's really bad because he's wearing like a black leather jacket, so it's just like, oh, it's like Dean from Supernatural, and then he has like I don't know, he just looks so much like I can only picture him as Sam now. He's not young Dean.
I'm back.
Oh.
Okay, you're cut out real quick.
This is so weird. It like never happens like this. I swear to God, I've never cut out.
No, you're all good.
Okay. So we're gonna skip that one. Apparently, it's a bad quote. It must be
I
if it's like the internet.
I want to hear your quote.
Every time I say it, I think I picked a bad one because like nobody laughs, and I'm like, oh, you guys are frozen.
This is really
so it's Lorelai. You guys are still there?
Yeah.
And she's talking to Luke.
Yes.
And
Still
she's
here.
like, okay, good. And
Whoa.
she's like, fuck, what did she say? Oh, she goes, I'm flexible. I'm totally flexible. As long as everything goes completely my way, I'm completely flexible.
Yeah. I like that
totally
one.
perfect.
And I love it just because, like, yeah, I am totally flexible as long as everybody does things my way. So, you know, I enjoyed that one. One that we all, I'm pretty sure, love. Oi with the poodles already.
So good.
Love it.
Do you love it?
Then I have Richard and Emily Gilmore, talking, and Richard goes, "Only prostitutes have 2 glasses of wine at lunch," and she says, "Well, then buy me a boa, drive me to Reno because I'm open for business."
That is hands down my favorite Emily Gilmore quote of all of the entire thing.
Yeah,
I love it so much. She's great. And last but not least, of course, I couldn't leave Paris out. So she walks by 2 girls at Yale, and she's like drenched because it's pouring outside. And they go, "Is it raining?" And she's like, "No, it's National Baptism Day. Tie your tubes, idiot."
I love her.
Love it.
Paris is like
I love Paris.
Gem.
Yeah,
She is. She's great.
Yeah. She just made that show so great.
All right, who's next?
Yeah.
I can go.
Sure.
I have a few. While you were gone, we temporarily went on a little tangent about how much we love when Logan calls Rory Ace.
Yes.
So that's literally all I have written down is Ace.
Ace.
Like anytime
Ace.
It is the cutest thing ever. It's like totally cute, but yet still kind of sexy at the same time. And like,
oh yeah, and like totally like personal to like their relationship of like the origins of it and stuff.
And it's
like
not
that.
It's not just like this thing that he tells her when like they're being all googly eyed. It's like right off the bat just calls her Ace, and so forever she is Ace.
Yeah. Another one is just like the whole in Omnia Paratus persona of ready for anything. Like I love that. If I was ever going to get a Gilmore tattoo, which I have thought about multiple times, it would totally be an Omnia Paratus with like a little outline of an umbrella. Like that would be.
I'll get that with you.
Okay, I'm like totally down to do this.
She's like,
one day we're gonna be drunk at like Kind of Funny Live 12 or something, and we'll just get an Omnia Paratus.
Yeah, that'll be perfect. I have like and then my other 2 are Lorelai ones. I have a sappy one when she calls Luke after he breaks up with her, and she's like, "I'm not that girl. I'm not the girl that cries and falls apart and calls her ex-boyfriend to come over and save her." And I just like kind of love, because I feel like for so much of the show it tries to be that like strong independent woman, so it is really interesting to see her like let her show her vulnerable side.
Yeah.
So I really liked that. And then one from an earlier one that I love is when she's talking about, I don't even remember which guy at this point she's talking about, but she's like, I like pie, but I don't feel the need to date pie. And
I
feel
saw that one too.
It's so good of like, I feel like that's where I'm at right now. Like, I can recognize that I like certain qualities in someone, but it doesn't mean that I have to date them. Like, those qualities are obviously going to be around in like multiple people.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I narrowed it down to 4. That's as
There
close
you go. That's good.
Narrowed it down. Oh my God.
Perfect.
No.
All right,
I-
next.
Whoever.
I'll go next.
Okay.
Okay, so unfortunately, we already went over like my main quote, which is anytime that he says ace. I'm not really good at quotes, so I'm sorry. Anytime that they talk about food like religiously, I myself I feel that way. Also, it's actually a quote from this season that kind of like hit me, and it reminded me of like a relationship that I was in a while ago, like years ago. Years ago. And it was when Rory calls Logan and like Logan keeps on calling her. And then she just says, let me see. So that's it. We're breaking up, except we can't break up because we're nothing. And then she gets really upset. I think like a lot of girls have been in that situation before. Like it just feels like it's a one-sided relationship.
Uh-huh.
So
1,000%.
Yeah.
yeah, so it's like one of those things where it's just like, damn, that just hit like right here.
Yeah.
So I totally understand. Other than that, I'm not very good with, like I said, I'm not very good with quotes, so I can't really remember like something that happened like season 2.
I remember while
Because
I'm watching it, and I'm like, I should write that down, and then I never write it down.
Never write it down. Nope,
Never.
totally never write it down. So yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not very good, and I should have looked up more quotes.
I just Googled it and picked the ones that I liked because honestly,
Yeah.
they're all
I'm on
great.
Pinterest. I'm on Pinterest right now looking, and then like I just realized that was like one thing that hit me when I was watching the new series. So I was just like, yeah, that's definitely something I should say. So anyway, it's Beasley's turn while I struggled to get my charger.
I have 2 quotes, and they're both Logan. And
Yeah, they are.
just yeah. They're both Logan. And they resonate a lot with me because they just reminded me of myself and like words to live by, and like I guess you'll understand when I say them, but like when they're like inspirational quotes to me because they remind me of before I moved out to LA, I would like go on my phone, I just read inspirational quotes, like get me pumped, like I need to go out and live my life and like take these risks or whatever. And so like the 2 that hit home for me was the one he said to Rory, people can live 100 years without really living for a minute. You climb up here with me and it's one less minute you haven't lived.
That's always a good one.
Yeah.
That's from
that
the
The Life and Death Brigade when they
yeah.
go to climb up the scaffolding. Yeah.
one of the
Yeah.
best
And,
episodes, in my opinion.
yeah, I really like it. And then the other one being Rory saying that was a once in a lifetime experience, and Logan saying only if you want it to be. And so both of those just kind of hit really hard for me because it just reminds me of how I have to always keep pushing myself and just know that, you know, I came from a small town, but I'm here trying to like be bigger and better and live this experience that I wouldn't have gotten out there. And it's just they hit very close to home for me, like in those senses. So they're just sweet to me and words to live by.
So there's one more that I want to add in that I'm pretty sure we all live by. And I'm about 90% sure it's from the very first episode. And it's Lorelai. And she goes up to Luke and she just goes, coffee, coffee, coffee.
Yeah,
So,
totally.
That's like the best quote.
Yeah,
honestly.
All coffee all the time.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
So our next question, I'm a little torn with it. I don't really want to participate in this, so I think we're going to go slightly a different way. Sorry, Trevor. At Snarky Starky on Twitter says, can you go through some of the guys in the Kind of Funny community and identify what Gilmore guy we most resemble? There's a problem with this, and he identifies it. Why I'm not going to. He says, hashtag team literally don't know a name to put here. So he's never watched it, so he doesn't know the faults in these guys. And there's no way that I would compare any of the men that we know in the community to any of these 3 because they all have massive, massive issues. Like Dean is too clingy. He's also a cheater. who is it?
Wait.
Jess
Jess.
is like
Treats her
massively,
terribly.
yeah, treats her like garbage, and then Logan is just a crash and burn. Like he throws fits.
Also
So
a cheater.
also a cheater.
Yeah.
Well, okay, yeah. Now in the new series, I was about to say their whole thing.
Well,
they were on
right,
a
yeah.
break.
Not
Their
the whole
Ross and
break,
Rachel
maybe.
part.
Like, yeah, that I don't really count. But
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's,
me
that's
too.
not cheating. So the new season, he massively cheats on somebody because Rory's his
Rory's
person.
always the other woman, man.
Mhm.
And I'm like, seriously, you did it with another person that's either supposed
That's
to be
like,
married or married, and you.
I was honestly really surprised that Rory like put up with that though. Like that didn't strike me as
I
like
didn't
a super
understand that.
Rory thing.
That was super un-Rory. But like, I mean, looking back
That
on
was
her relationship with Dean, honestly, was it super?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it honestly didn't surprise me too much. Like, you like to think it's not Rory, but I feel like she does kind of get pushed around. Like, she's nice. She wants what she wants, I guess, but
Yeah.
And she had her chance with him.
It's true.
I think what we're gonna do with this question is we're
She had
gonna
her chance
go
with both
over.
of them.
We're gonna go over our hashtag teams, and
Yeah.
because I know there are different ones. Joey over there is hashtag Team Dean.
I know.
Blah.
I am fully aware.
And we're
that
not
this
talking
is a
Supernatural
rough
Team Dean, because if it was, then we'd be on the same page.
But
But
when I tweeted out and I was like hashtag Team Dean, so many people were
Somebody
like,
responded
"Oh my
with
gosh,
Supernatural." Yeah.
So many people. I was like,
Yes.
no, not Supernatural.
Because
Sorry.
no one's actually Gilmore Girls hashtag Team Dean. Nobody.
Definitely.
Joey
Except
is.
Joey.
I'm Team Dean.
Joey's sitting there.
My mom is also Team Dean. I feel like
How?
You did a
Lauren
poll,
Puga
didn't
also-
you, a few months back of the 3 teams?
I don't
Back
know.
when I couldn't vote because I had no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Lauren Puga and Mel Smith from a few years in. I'm pretty sure we've talked about that they're both Team Dean too. But can I just preface that with overall, I'm Team Rory doesn't need a man because I very much support that. Like, she doesn't, because I don't really think that like any of these 3 guys are like perfect for her.
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
I think has some major problems.
So we'll get into that. So Joey, you're Team Dean. I'm quite obviously Team Logan. Fee, what are you?
Team Logan.
Team Logan. And Beasley?
I am Logan.
Ah, you've been
Yeah.
dominated. Team Logan
Dang.
wins. So
That's
so
a lot.
I
can't not be
agree.
Team Logan. He says such great things. You know
Oh,
my
he's
quote.
so good looking. He's just so cute, and like that little side smile he's got is just so charming, and he's like adorable. So here's the thing. I want to go over each of the guys and everything, but I do want to say right off the bat, I'm not Team Jess, and I never was Team Jess, but I think after the revival, I think I'm Team Jess.
I'm
Yeah,
Team
Jess has changed.
Oh,
a great-
yes.
yeah.
Because I mean, look at how much he's matured, and he's just grown so much. So I think that ultimately, I think that Jess is her
Luke.
Luke. Yeah. Right?
I feel like in the end, yeah, like if she had to choose in the revival, one of the 3, Jess would be the go-to.
Right?
Yeah.
This is
Logan
also the
for
single
Christopher.
one of the 3. So.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go over Team Dean since he was first. So Rory's first boyfriend, Dean, clingy, called all the time. Like that's like, yeah. So Joey,
That's
justify
sweet.
Team Dean for me.
Okay, can I just say that all of my justification comes, I was looking for the quote and I can't find it, but Rory says it in like the last little bit of the last episode of like, you were a great first boyfriend of like someone that cared about her. Yes, he was clingy. Everyone has to figure out those like dynamics in their first relationship and stuff like that. But like he really did care about her and treated her really well, and her family really liked him, and she liked or always did stuff with like his little sister, and like I totally get that he limited her and like was too like stars hollow and would have like held her back. But there's something, I don't know, maybe it's just like the hopeless romantic of like, I love the idea of like the high school sweetheart and like,
Well, I don't hate
Meeting up with
Dean
someone
by
like that.
any means. I just like Logan better.
got it.
So I
So,
agree.
yeah.
I don't
Okay.
hate Dean until the inevitable happened and they
Which-
stayed together.
Yeah.
I don't know if we've talked about this, but I've talked about it with someone of like, I am like super upset with the writers for doing that of like, dang it, like ruined the essence of Dean. by like
Right.
making him out to be this cheater, and it made me really sad. But I also thought that they had like so many cute moments like in those first couple seasons, and I think he had like some justification of like she didn't treat him super well once Jess got
He's
on the
almost like
scene.
his Jess.
Yeah, and she was just like very clearly like over it, but didn't know how to. I don't think she knew how to end things or like had ever gone through that process before.
Roy was almost a cheater too. So,
Yeah. So I feel like I mostly just, I guess
Or
now that I
was.
think about it, I kind of blame Rory for a lot of this of like not handling
Every
it.
relationship somehow has been cheated with Roy.
Yeah, seriously.
That's clear.
Just about. I mean, honestly, except for Jess, because like
And she only started with Jess because she cheated on Dean with Jess, in a sense.
There was some
Oh my
weird gray
God.
There was
area
some
there.
emotional cheating and like, but there
But they
wasn't like
kissed.
actual
Yeah.
cheating.
I mean, like, yeah, there's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
That's
So
not good.
Rory, as you said, Joey, Rory does say it herself. He was a perfect first boyfriend.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, they were both
Yes.
filling things out. They were both like in this little puppy dog like love
And they
stage.
did the like Donna Reed thing, which was so freaking cute,
I
guys.
didn't get that until like a few years ago when I rewatched it. When I watched it the first time, I was like, I don't understand what you're doing. Like, whatever. But I liked how he was in the beginning. Like, but I feel like they changed him. They made him into this sappy, freaking clingy person. Because when we first met him, he was a little Jess-ish. Like, he was kind of a bad boy, and he
Yeah,
jumped on and off the bus to say hi to her, and had a leather jacket, and and he got in trouble.
fell
because he
asleep at
stayed
the
out.
studio.
Yeah,
Gotta ruin your life, you
he
better
had kind of
be.
a badass in there, and then they changed him to this clinger, and just
Yeah.
oh
But I
yeah,
think it's like totally accurate to real life of like being young and in love and like those jealous feelings that come up and you don't really know how to like cope with them, and that's how it manifested in him
Yeah.
of being like super clingy and like kind of controlling.
yeah, I get
True.
it.
People change, man.
I know.
Thank
For
you.
love.
I don't know, like for like
love.
Dean, like I understand where Joey's coming from. Like when I first watched this series, like the first few seasons, I'm like, oh, Dean's so cute. Like he's like definitely that high school boyfriend. And then like obviously by this season, he's incredibly forgettable. Like there's a 2-second scene with him.
Which I was so sad about.
Congratulations. Which yeah, I know you're sad about, but to be quite frank, like he's like apparently has 6 kids and then lies because he just goes around in an Impala with his brother, but that's here nor there. So
Because Supernatural is
Rory
clearly
in
tied to
danger by
Gilmore
knowing
Girls.
his true identity.
Yeah.
because here's the thing, no one in their right mind looks that good and has 6 kids and everyone's sick in his family. Like I'm sorry. He like walks in and like chiseled and he's like, yeah, the 6 kids are definitely like bringing me down. How do you have time to like work on that? No, there's no way you have 6 kids.
My question
So
is, who
why?
does he have these 6 kids with?
Yeah.
Because what's her face threw his ass out like rightfully she should have when she found out he was cheating.
He
Who
said
did he
another
marry?
name, but I don't remember who it was. It wasn't like anybody.
I don't remember. It was that forgettable. Like that
Right.
scene was so forgettable. It was just like, no, why would you even like? And then Logan upset me this season. Obviously, like I still like Logan, but obviously like it's kind of a jerk move. Like you're just stringing her along. Like I understand
But
that.
she's
Oh, you guys
accepting it.
understand the
No.
terms.
But he's
Yeah,
really
no,
not
and I-
stringing her along because she's the one
Yeah.
that clearly laid out those rules. Like,
Yeah.
But
Like,
I,
such
yeah, I
a
know,
what
that's
the
what-
fuck
other
I'm
girl
not-
doesn't know.
weird name.
I'm not disagreeing. Like I'm currently looking at the person himself. Like I completely agree.
shitty person.
Rory's just being a complete idiot. Like I'm sorry. Like as a person in this series, this season, I'm upset with Rory, but that's here nor there. Logan itself, you have a fiance, and you're stringing her. Like I don't care about at this point. Like Rory, you're stringing along this girl who apparently who has no idea. And it's just like she was in bed and you're on the phone with her. Like I'm sorry, it's not Lips of an Angel. This is not 2005. Like get off the damn phone. And actually, like, it just drove me nuts.
I just chose to look at it. It's just like, you know, he always loved Rory, so of course, and she was the one who said no to him. Like it wasn't like he didn't love her anymore. So I
she
almost
ultimately
thought,
like got what she deserved with him.
right?
Like,
And so like, with him cheating on his fiance with Rory, I could almost see Rory stringing him along in a sense. Just because he, of course, always or never like stopped loving her or never stopped having feelings for her. And I almost saw that like him with the fiance was maybe he just felt trapped. Like that was just like what the next thing he had to do. Like it was time for him to get married and settle down and everything else. And
He's
that's why I
her-
thought she.
He's her Christopher.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So,
He's always going to love her, and that's how it is. And she's always going to love him too. And they're always going to be really good for each other. Just
yeah,
never
But like really
there.
dysfunctional.
Yeah.
exactly. It's just like he needed to move on, but if Rory was gonna be like, yeah, let's fuck, like then he's supposed to be like, yeah, let's
No.
like,
What do you mean I can have my cake and eat it too? Okay.
yeah, exactly.
Well, and like
The girl
Rory,
of my dreams.
I feel like on a like they never would have worked as adults too because his family had always been like so against him and Rory and like treated her terribly. That's like probably the reason that I'm mostly against Logan of like not that he let his parents because he did stand up to them, but like I never would have wanted her to end up like in a situation where she's trapped in that world and having to be treated like
I
that.
guess I like
on the
Logan just by how much he changed for Rory too.
That's true too.
And
I don't
just-
even know if he changed for Rory.
Well, not
I think he
like for, I
changed
guess,
for
like,
himself because of
yeah.
her. Like he saw what he could have, and he's like, if I change my ways and I get serious about things, like I can have somebody who loves me. And he thought he could, and then he proposed to her at the end, and that was it. And
She
she's
was
like,
feeling it.
yeah, no,
That's
no.
like the dream scenario of like, oh, I'm gonna
Who
take this
says
like
no to
Playboy,
that?
I know.
and I'm gonna and he's gonna like change his life, and we have this whole thing, and then just like,
No, and he had so many great connections. Like that's how you fucking get in with life, man.
And I mean, he was ready to cut his connections with his family and the
Exactly.
Huntsburgers. And like, I think that he would have been fine living, like,
In the
getting a
very way
different
that
job
Lorelai
and not
cut
being
off
this
connections from
spoiled
him.
brat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and Rory has like all this potential to get this amazing job. And like, they just have so much potential together. They just didn't take advantage of it.
I'm sorry. I'm going to go on a little bit of a side note here. How in God's freaking name did she have enough money to go back and forth from the United States to London that many times in 1 year? Like, I'm just leaving to go to London. I'm coming back. I'm just like, how many times? Like, she literally left like 10 different times.
Because
back
I
and forth.
guarantee half the time either Logan paid or her grandpa did. Because when her grandpa died, she probably got a nice
solid inheritance. Oh no, did we lose Nikki again? Uh-oh.
Since she's over 25, inheritance, she didn't have to wait for it.
Yeah,
Oh.
true.
That's
Laying
true.
down those
Yeah,
But still,
inheritance
like
facts
that's a
over
really
there,
dumb.
Nikki.
Oh God.
That's true.
Okay.
I
That's
assumed
just a really
Logan was
dumb
like,
way.
well, what was she even doing in London? Like meeting with that one person?
Because
That girl.
the like autobiography of that crazy woman.
Would the crazy woman like fly her out? I don't know. But yeah, I couldn't keep straight.
I don't know.
I couldn't keep straight when she was like, "Oh, you went to London in between." It was so fast. Like she was with Logan, I forgot that they were in London. I had to be like, "Wait, are they like across the in a different country?" Can't even
I also
tell.
don't understand like the change from between like Paris's place, which is apparently in Manhattan. So like, there's no like, it doesn't feel like there's a huge transition between she's in Stars Hollow, then she's in like Manhattan, and then she's in London, and then she goes around and around and around and around and around and around. And I'm like, what the heck? Like,
also, like,
it just doesn't feel like
this is going on a different tangent, but I feel like with the seasons, I was like, they just picked up right where they left off, like where they conveniently at the last day of fall and start the new day of winter or whatever the hell. Yeah, fall, spring.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. That whole thing was like so weird, and then like I don't know. But like on some level I kind of like related with her of like you finish, I mean maybe I don't know. You like end up in a place in your life and you're like, I don't really know what to do next, and like trying to figure that out, and I think that's that's something that like a lot of us
Oh yeah.
I just maybe wouldn't make the same decisions that she did about some of them.
It's hard or it's easy to fall into old habits, I guess, or old guys.
Yeah. What's comfortable.
What's comfortable, especially if they're willing. And she was clearly lost and just didn't know what the fuck to do. So
yeah, and who doesn't want to go visit London all the time?
I know.
I would totally be down for that.
Great excuse. It's true.
Yeah.
Very true.
I wish Nikki would come back though.
Yeah,
Because I also want to talk about Jess.
it's true.
Yeah. I have a question.
Okay.
It's gonna sound really stupid. Okay, never mind. I'm just gonna look this up.
No, say it. Say it. We can probably
No,
No,
you're gonna judge me. You're gonna judge me.
I'm not gonna judge you.
I will, but just say it.
I was trying to remember what state that Stars Hollow apparently is in.
It's in
Connecticut.
Connecticut.
In Connecticut. Because I'm looking how much it is to fly from Connecticut to freaking London first class.
Oh
Hartford
my
to
gosh.
London.
I like your commitment to this question. I very much appreciate that.
It's true. And Stars Hollow doesn't have an international airport.
This
I
is
don't
very
even
true.
I don't even know what's the closest airport that's international.
It's
Yeah, I-
Hartford, apparently. What?
International?
Whoa. Okay. Here's the thing. Okay, so apparently at one point she was like, I know for a fact there's at least twice she goes first class. It's $10,000, guys.
To fly first class?
I guarantee you Logan paid for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Guaranteed.
first class from
Is that for,
Connecticut, like
tomorrow?
Hartford.
Look like a week in advance.
No, that's like December 30th
Oh.
to January 3rd.
We're looking at Christmas time too.
Maybe she's maybe she's using all these frequent flyer miles.
Right.
She's racking up.
Apparently, it includes riding someone else to get them, but okay, even if I left like, okay,
Are those
if you left
Canadian
on
dollars?
no, oh wait, yeah.
That's just $3 for us, really.
No, okay, it's on like an off day, it's $9,877.
On an off day.
On an off day, on a Thursday afternoon, getting on that flight, first
Okay, Roy
class.
doesn't really have a job. She could pretty much fly whenever she wants. Let's be real.
No, that's the thing. She has no job.
I know. It's seriously
She's Logan though.
It has to be Logan / The Inheritance.
Fun fact:
that?
if you flew
Sugar
out
daddy?
this weekend on the 18th, do you know how much it would be?
If I flew to London,
$20K.
that's ridiculous.
$20K.
Canadian.
First class from Hartford. Okay, you know
It's
what?
like
I'm gonna
$20
switch it.
US money.
Oh,
I'm just
Pete.
curious, how much would it be from New York if it's any cheaper?
Okay, let's see. New York
She
to
was
London
in New
first
York a
class.
lot with Paris.
That's a good point, yeah.
Oh.
And New York seems to be
We're
more of like an international hub.
Right.
We're
usually
getting
this-
real
this-
deep into the weeds on
this
this.
obscure how's Nick and
It's
Lisa?
still 10,000. It's still 10,000. It's
I'm gonna
United Airlines. It's 9,836.
Kayak.com. I'm gonna look up US dollars.
For the love of, are you kidding me?
Okay. Flights. Not Santa Ana.
Santa Ana, that's me.
Yeah, I know. That's just what I'm flying some fucking producer. Let's see, New York to London.
Sorry, I'm like checking in on Nikki to see where she went. But in
That's
the
fine.
time, since we're just like kind of hanging out, I'm gonna go pee.
I'm looking up flight.
So I'll be right back.
Okay, search. Let's
This
see.
is first class, by the way. I'm just looking first class
Oh,
flights.
you're looking first class. Okay,
Because
so-
you know for a fact she's getting those first class flights.
getting that first class money. Let's see. So we'll do first class. Search. Jesus, take forever. 85. Yeah, $8,500 is the cheapest one,
Yeah.
and it goes to 10,000. But fun fact: if you don't fly first class,
It's
the
like
first class
$800 bucks.
yeah, it's only $400.
That's not
That's
bad at
awesome.
all.
No, I was like, wow, that's pretty stellar.
To go like
Maybe
round
I'll go
trip.
to London. I always assumed it'd be like at least $1,000. So
Yeah, that's not bad. We'll see Canadian, it's quite expensive, so
yeah,
fuck
yeah,
me.
$474 is the cheapest.
Let's
one.
see if I flew out from Halifax to London.
Let's see now. Yeah,
That's expensive as balls, guys.
Expensive
That's
as
more
balls.
expensive.
If Joey and I want to take a trip to London tomorrow, from Los Angeles to London,
If you guys go to
it only
London
costs us
tomorrow, I'm just-
$500 each. Wow, pretty baller.
I just quit. I'm just gonna move into Nikki's house and become her nanny, so I can go on these crazy
She
flights with you guys.
offered.
Or no,
Offered. You should do it.
I should. So I can guarantee now that I'm going to Kind of Funny Live.
It's true. And we'll just fly you out together.
Exactly.
You can stay,
And then I can.
We're staying.
Oh my God.
Everyone.